Hey guys, welcome to the Blue Falcon podcast. I'm Bobby Stegall, and on the phone today, I have a very special guest. His hashtag is Dominate the Day. I actually saw him on YouTube without knowing who he was, and we both were part of a Facebook group, and come to find out, I'd already known about him before I even met him. And I'm very proud to call him my friend. Let me introduce Beau Cowan.
How you doing, Bobby?
I'm doing great, Beau. How are you doing?
Good. Funny story. You know how we first met, right?
Yeah, it's the digital era group, right?
Yeah, the digital era group. But do you remember how the first contact we had?
So I think you had something on Twitter or a video that I responded to, right?
Yeah, but the first contact we had, or the first contact we had was through a Facebook Messenger request, and I get this phone call.
Oh yeah.
I get this phone call at 11:30 at night. Not phone call, but this
FaceTime.
This FaceTime video request from somebody that I don't know, and then we sat there and talked for 2.5 hours.
Oh, that's crazy.
It was like 11:30 at night, or no, it was 10:30 at night, or whatever it was. And we didn't get off the phone until like 12:30. I'm like, who's this idiot?
Yeah.
Not idiot, but who's this crazy man calling me at 11:30 at night? And then we talked for 2.5. We talked for 2.5 hours, and we didn't shut up.
I know that was a great conversation.
That was. I was like, who is this person that I got an email out of? I'm like, what? Who is this?
Well, what attracted to me to talk with you so much is the fact that your story is unwavering, it's unchanged.
Yeah.
Seeing the videos of so Beau's in a wheelchair and he has cerebral palsy, and I believe one of your things is the 500 seconds, right, Beau?
Yeah. No, it was
300 seconds.
300 seconds. The
Okay.
time that I was without oxygen for when I was born.
Man.
I was without oxygen for 5 minutes. So
Right.
I turned that into 300 to how much can your life change in 300 seconds?
Wow.
So that was the thing. Like, I could have died, or I could have been fine. So
Right.
that's my whole thing.
When was the
So-
first time you captured that 300 seconds and tried to share that with the world?
Let's see. I don't know. I didn't just wake up one day and say that's what I'm doing. But I figured it out. I figured, I needed some content. Really, I needed some content one day, and I said, I'm tired of putting this muffy crap out on Instagram and Facebook, and so I just said, and I felt in my feelings. You know when you get in your feelings and you feel like you almost want to cry.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
know? So I was like, I was having a crappy day, really bad crappy day, and I was like, let me put out this post and make this graphic and do all that. So I made the graphic, and I was like, do I really want to post it? I made it the night before, and I was like, do I really want to post it? I was kind of like, I'll sleep on it.
Hesitant.
And then the next day I was like, hell, let's do the let's pull the trigger. So I did that, and then
And when was that, Beau?
I don't remember now. It's got to be 6 months ago,
Okay.
7 months ago now.
Okay.
And I've been doing I don't remember. I put out so many Instagram posts. It's not even funny. I don't remember how long ago it's been, but that was one of I remember the most because it was the first one that I really got some traction on, or the one that, and then and the one that created the most impact for me.
Okay. And what exactly was on the post? Do you remember, or was it just the 300 seconds?
Okay. Let me I'm gonna pull it up right now. Let me see if I
Okay.
can pull it up. Um, the thing was with me was, um, I just wanted to put it out there. Like, if the 300 seconds, it's not gonna pull. It's not gonna be able to pull up.
Oh, it's
It's gonna
okay.
take too long. The thing with me is like if the 300 seconds, like 5 minutes of me, like when I was born with 2 months premature, and my mom had placenta previa that ruptured, and I was
Mm,
without partial oxygen for 5 minutes, and which caused me to be in a wheelchair for my whole life, basically. So
okay.
and I was like, if the 300 seconds was going to, like, if it went one way, I could walk, and if it went another way, I would be dead.
Wow.
So I'm pretty much happy. I'm happy in the middle. Like I'm not.
Wow.
Well,
That's a great way to look at it, though.
I'm happy to. I mean, I'm not. I shouldn't say no. Let me rephrase that. I'm not happy in the middle,
Okay.
but I'm happy to be alive.
Okay. Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
that's the whole thing. Like, I could have died. Like, like, I could have died. I could have like. True story was we were living in Baton Rouge at the time, and well, not me. I was born yet, but my parents were living in Baton Rouge, and we were getting ready to go back to Baton Rouge the next day and we were visiting my grandparents in Atlanta, and my mom had complications in Atlanta, and the day before we were going to leave, and the doctor said if um if if we left that day, um, or if we had she had the trouble with me on the road, that she would have there was a highly likelihood that she would have died, and there was a highly likelihood that I wouldn't have. There's a was 100% chance I would have died
Wow.
because she lost all but 2 pints of her blood
Oh my gosh.
in her body. So that was the
Man.
whole thing.
Well, that's got to be very captivating for anybody
Yeah,
listening to that, as far
yeah,
as
yeah, yeah,
your
yeah,
background and where you come from.
yeah. So I'm like, and it's just like I'm lucky to be alive, man. I mean, I could have, died before. I mean, I could have died before my life even got started, and I would not have been able to do anything. So I'm like,
Right.
I'm lucky to be alive.
Well, on the I guess on the flip side of that, I'm really happy that you're alive and that you have the approach that you do with that, because I know for myself, I'm guilty of making excuses or feeling sorry for myself on certain days, in which you definitely do address that. Saying I can't remember which post it was, but you're saying you have excuses, but get over it. It's like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
you can cry for a little bit, but get over it, right?
Like, but like, okay, I was talking to one of my friends, like, complaining is one thing, but pointing out like the flaws in it, or like if you say like, oh, my car is broken, like, so
Hmm.
just give a general example, like my car is broken, you know this is what's wrong with it, blah 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 blah. If you keep saying um what's wrong with it, and then you keep complaining that, oh, I'll never get a car, I'll never get another car, blah blah blah. My
That's
car's a piece of
different.
crap. My car's a piece of crap. And you keep saying it. That's complaining. But but
Right.
but pointing out the the problems is one thing. But and when you constantly say my car is a piece of crap, my car is a piece of crap, my car is a piece of crap, that's complaining. And and you just, you know, that's what I don't like. But pointing out the flaws in something, or like me saying, well, this is what I can't do, this is what I can't do, you know, just pointing out to somebody, this is what I can do and can't do, that's one thing. But um, if I keep complaining, woe is me, my I'm in a wheelchair, woe is me all the time, blah 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 blah. My life's over. I'm never gonna amount to anything, blah 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 blah. Complaining, like, there's no point in that. I don't have
Hmm.
time. I don't have time to do that. Obviously, I'd like to be a little bit more further along in what I'm trying to do and have more money in my bank account and
Right.
all that stuff. But there's no point in crying over it, because it's not gonna do me any good.
Hmm. Well, you definitely put the work in from what I've seen. And if you don't mind, Bo,
Yeah.
can you kind of break us down like day by day what your routine's like, if you don't mind?
Uh, um, it depends. Let's start at night
Okay.
because I'll start at night. Like I don't go to bed until like maybe 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. Sometimes maybe one or two,
Are you staying up
because like
watching Game of Thrones, Bo? Is that what you're
no,
doing?
no, I'm not. True story. I've never watched an episode of Game of Thrones in my life.
Oh
I've
man.
I've
Okay.
never watched a game. Sorry guys.
Sorry,
Spoiler
sorry,
alert.
buddy. Yeah. All right.
I never watched it. So I get up. I get up anywhere from you know, it sucks. No matter what time I go to bed, I can go to bed at 9 or I go to bed at 12 or 1, and I
Mm-hmm.
still get up at 6:30,
Ooh.
7,
Okay.
and and then I get up and then I have somebody come in and help me in the morning, get dressed and take a shower, get out the door, blah 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 blah, and then I either go to therapy or I go drive my wheelchair a mile and a half each way to Starbucks down the road, and
Okay.
then I go to Starbucks and do work there, or I work, or I have phone calls because I know that if I don't go to Starbucks, or if I don't go somewhere else besides home, I won't do any work and get my work done. So
That's interesting.
I have to get away from the house because the TV's here and everything. So and
Too many
plus
distractions, you think?
too many distractions. So I do my work at Starbucks. Shout out to my Starbucks because they know me.
What do you
I
get there?
spend
What's your poison?
whatever they make me. Well, actually, I get it's called a milkshake. It's not really coffee. They call it a milkshake
Okay.
because I'm really I get a salted caramel mocha,
Oh wow.
which so and then I get whatever. And then the baristas in there like, here, try this, and I try it, and they either I like it or I don't, and then I switch it up, and then whatever.
Okay.
But
That's
and
awesome.
then so I do that work, and then like Tuesday, I think Mondays and Thursdays I go to therapy twice for an hour. So either I go to Starbucks or I go to therapy, or then I come home and then just start doing my night stuff. And then I'm basically all over the place. I'm doing all kinds of stuff. So
Okay.
it's not really like a sexy routine
Oh.
or anything. But you know what I mean. It's not like I'm if I have something like speaking engagements, I go do that, or email people or whatever. So it's
Okay.
just
Well, let's
it's
hit on
just
the speaking engagements if you don't mind.
no more everyday life. Okay, what do you want to know? What do you
Okay.
want to know? Anything?
All right. So let's see here. Let's when you go to these speaking engagements, how nervous are you before you go out on stage?
Um, it's not really a stage. I've done little small things, so it's not really a stage.
Okay.
I'm just I'm not that well. I'm kind of nervous, but I'm like so jacked up that it's not even worth it.
Okay.
So I just do that, and then I tell my I but I don't I get so blubbery and not blub. I get so like loud and obnoxious. It's not even funny. So I have to kind of rein myself in, or I'm not. I'm really loud, and obnoxious outside, but I have to rein myself in because I need to lower the volume to create a better story because it's so loud and obnoxious normally that it would lose its appeal if I was that much louder in public,
I never really thought about it that way. That's a good point.
confined space. So I'm really conscious about my volume and about my what I say. Because if I don't temper my volume, I don't get uh, I lose the impact.
Yeah, maybe not as much response from the
Yeah,
audience, and not as, I guess the word captivating, is that the right word?
yeah,
Kind of like,
yes,
storytelling. There's kind of a rhythm to it, right?
yes, and I'm just now starting to learn that that cadence and that rhythm. I have done a couple speaking engagements, I want to do more. But that's really what I want to do. Is I really want to like um go across the country. Like I want to be a mix between Inky Johnson, Gary Vee, and what's his name? What's his name?
Okay.
Rob.
Robin Williams, because he was
No, not
hilarious.
Robin. Not yeah, he was hilarious. Um, no, what's his name? The guy that does the walk across hot coals guy. Um,
uh, Gary Vee's
what's his
really the only
name?
one that I've been following.
No, I don't know his name. I just can't.
Maybe the
Tony
audience will.
Robbins. Tony
Okay,
Robbins.
Tony Robbins. Okay,
Tony Robbins.
yeah, Tony
Tony
Robbins.
Robbins. Yeah, Tony
Okay,
Robbins. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. Actually, I do know a little bit about Tony Robbins. I like the messages I've heard from him. Um, I find that you wanting to go, and spread your message, I think, will have a higher impact than they could ever dream of, just because of the struggles that you've gone through. To me, I'd rather listen to your story than theirs personally.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, go ahead.
and I was going to ask you, so when you go to these engagements, uh, what is the main theme you're trying to nail down, or does it change for each audience that you're talking to?
Well, it kind of it boils down to this. Like, I'm gonna be really frank with you, and I don't know if but I just like it's like in a weird way. Like, if I'm not complaining with what you're doing, like with what I'm doing and my struggles, then why are you? Like,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Okay.
And I have to
That's a
soften
good
it up
point.
for audiences. I can't go say that. I can't say that to an audience of 12-year-old kids. But basically that's what it is.
Okay.
And like I complain, but it does me no good. Like, I temper that with I get out of my head. I say it, and then I just let it go. I don't keep going.
Hmm.
Like I used to keep complaining, but it's not even worth it. It's not even worth my time to complain that much anymore, because I don't have time for that.
Have you always wanted to do speech engagements? Like when you were growing up, as a teenager, what were some things you wanted to do, or was it always just kind of this?
Okay, this is gonna sound strange, but
Try me.
I wanted to be a NBA. I wanted to be an NBA player.
Oh wow. Okay.
And then I'm like, as I got older and like 16, 17 years old, I'm like, there's no freaking way, dude. I can't walk. I can't do anything. So there's no way I'm gonna be an NBA basketball player. None. No, there's none. No, there's no way. So I was like, I gotta. That's a pipe dream. I gotta relax and find something I I can do, and I've done that. Telling my story is very cathartic for me, and very um, cathartic and very relaxing and very I don't know what the word is. It's very rewarding. That's
Hmm.
another thing. Cause like I've had people on Instagram DM me and say that they love watching my stories and my post, and I've had people come up to me at speaking engagements, be like, "Thank you for sharing your story. Exactly what I needed to hear today." The written content I'm starting to put out. I'm starting to get DMs and just people come up and say that was awesome. Blah 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 blah. But it was just absolutely, I'm starting to get a little bit more traction, and people come up and say so. So that's rewarding. Everybody wants to say, everybody is concerned with money and making money, blah blah blah, and I am too. But I'm not focused. That's not my total focus right now.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to build something up to something. What's the word? Trying to build
Self
something
fulfilling.
yeah,
Or
self fulfilling, and then the money will come, or down the road. Even if it doesn't come to which I want it to come, I'll still keep sharing my story because I love doing it. You know what
right.
I mean?
Yeah, I can definitely understand that, and having this podcast for me, I understand that this thing is never going to be. I mean, it may one day, be able to make generate money for me, but that's not why I started it, and that's not the purpose of it.
Yeah,
And that's why I actually love hearing other people's stories and sharing other people's stories. So I guess I'm kind of the backboard for people like you. And
yeah,
you have this great sense of humor about you. Is another reason why I love you. Uh,
yeah,
your post the other day about spilling cereal on yourself. Man, I wish I could pull that up. What
yeah,
do you
yeah, yeah.
say?
The I took a bath in milk. Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, I literally took a bath in milk the other day. So I was just eating my cereal, and then like I did, like I normally do, like a normal 36-year-old man eats Fruity Pebbles. But
I love Fruity Pebbles.
oh, you do? So I'll pull it up on Twitter. I put it on Twitter too. Um, let's see. I just felt milk while myself eating my cereal. No, basically, I just took a bath in milk. I'm looking, I'm looking at it as a I'm looking at it as a positive though. I don't have to take my calcium supplement for the next year. So
And at the end
so
of that, you also
that's
say, "Have a great day, everyone." And
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I love about you.
Have a great day, everyone. And then there you go.
Okay, I like that.
So and then I put one on my Instagram about swamp ass.
Oh no.
It's swamp ass. It's swamp ass season, everybody, and and um and it's like they never and it's always they always make wheelchairs with black covers with black
Oh
seat covers.
no, I never thought
So
about
so so
that.
yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
you're
There's
killing
always
me.
black seat covers, and it's 85. It's 85.
Oh.
It's almost 90 degrees, and no matter what, I look like I um I um I peed my pants. No matter
Yeah,
what, it's
yeah.
like
There's nothing you can do
and
about that, is there?
nothing I can do about it. And then all kind of cologne and deodorant and stuff. It's just a fact of life. I just gotta deal with it.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, that is.
yeah.
You should write a book on that. Just call it Swamp Ass, because that is that is
No,
not cool.
I don't. I prefer not to think about that.
Yeah.
But I do what I do what I can. But that's just how it is. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, my whole. I'm not gonna say my life is easy, but it's not easy, obviously, but it's what I know. I don't know anything. I was born like this.
Hmm.
I didn't have any. I didn't have, I didn't have an accident where I could walk, and then now I can't walk. This is all I know. This is my whole life. So I'm in this mindset where I just gotta deal with it. Like I wasn't always in this positive mindset all the time. Like when I was 16 years old, I was in this bad mindset. Like before I used to pray to God every night that He wouldn't quote unquote heal me and make me walk one day and not
Hmm.
have all this struggle and all this strife and all this BS, all the strife that I go to, and
Yeah.
then when that prayer wasn't answered, I was like, you're gonna have to deal with this for the rest of your life. So you might as well have a positive attitude because it's not gonna change. Like your whole livelihood, your whole life, you're gonna have struggle, and you're gonna not have deal with that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So you're gonna have to deal with it, and you're gonna have to just make the best of it. So I was like, yeah, I gotta flip my mindset because
Right.
if I kept in this negative mind space headspace, I think I would have died because I think for one I was so deep in depression and anger and just pissed off at the world and blah 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 blah. I was like, I was so far below. I was like, uh, I just didn't want to. I didn't want to deal with the bullshit. Pardon
Yeah.
my language, but
No, you're fine.
I didn't want to deal with it. Didn't want to deal with the bullshit. Like, I was done. Like, and then I don't know what happened, but I was like, you got to flip your mindset, and you got to be positive about it, because there's no point in and being negative. Like, that moment that it happened was both life saving and life changing, because I don't think I would be living now at 36 years old um if I was in that negative mind frame anymore.
Do you think, not to get religious on you, but do you think maybe God in a way helped you change your mindset to where you didn't have to feel all that strife anymore?
No, I don't know if it was that, or anything, but I was like, um I've got to do something. I mean, I'm religious into to a certain extent, but I
Hmm.
don't know if it was totally all that, but it was just a wake up call that I've got to deal with it,
Right. I just wasn't sure how
and
how you took that. You said you prayed, so I'm just trying to figure out, get
yeah,
some
yeah,
closure on
yeah,
how that
yeah,
ended in that way.
yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. That's how. And then I was mad. I was really mad. I was
I'm
really
sure.
mad at, at religion and the stuff. I was like, how do I end up in this whole struggle and all this stuff? And I was really mad at God for a long time.
Hmm.
And then I was like, it's not God that's gonna have to deal with this. It's me. You know what I mean?
Wow. I
You
didn't
know what I
think
mean?
about it
So
like
I'm
that. Wow.
so yeah. So I'm gonna have to deal with it, and then not worry about the rest.
Okay. Well, man, that was sorry. You got me almost teared up on that, Bo. That was some very powerful stuff, brother.
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
that was
sorry.
good. That was good.
Okay.
What are some things that you do to well, we already pointed out humor. You obviously take humor into account in your daily
Yeah.
life. What about sports teams? Do you follow any sports? I saw something about you being a Cowboys fan on
Yes.
Gary Vee video.
I'm a very loyal Cowboys fan. I live in Redskins territory,
Okay.
but I rock my Dallas Cowboys lanyard every day, and my keychain, and I rock my Cowboys jersey all the time, and I rock my Cowboys all the time, and I love rubbing it in that the Cowboys are going to beat the Redskins every year, which they will.
Well, how are we looking this year?
We'll be better. We'll be better than I don't care as long as we beat the Redskins. I don't care as long as we're better than the Redskins.
That's your
I don't
game.
care. I don't care what the season is.
That has to
I
be a
don't care.
huge game for you then.
I don't. Yeah. Yeah. And the tickets are the I thought about going to the game, but I'm like, do I want to buy tickets to the Redskins game, or do I want to pay my rent?
No, well, yeah, it's one of
So
those
yeah, yeah.
decisions.
So I was like, I'll just watch it on TV. I'll just watch it on TV, TV,
Yeah.
and I could probably get better. I could probably see better, and I could probably not so cold, because every time they play, it's
Oh, it's
either
freezing, right?
it's either freezing cold, and I'm not very good in the freezing cold. So I'm a human icicle.
Okay.
So I just don't I don't I don't do well in the cold. So I just usually watch it at home.
Well, I got to tell you, I used to be a Dallas Cowboys fan. They were my team, but now that I moved here to Tennessee, I feel like I gotta root for the home team where I'm living now.
Yeah.
So I'm a Titans fan now.
Um,
So sorry.
that's okay. That's okay. But your disloyalty is kind of
Oh no.
angering me.
Well, I pay so many taxes here, for everything. I feel like I might as well root for the team I'm giving the most money to. That's
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's another issue. That's another issue for another podcast
yeah.
for about taxes and all that crap. I'll just
We'll
I'll
pause on
just
that.
I'll pause on that before I get in trouble.
All right, all right. Well, what else do you do for fun, Bo?
Um, I don't know. I just sports on TV, and
Okay.
I will go to a bunch of baseball game. I go to a couple of baseball games.
Who's your baseball
I go to
team?
my I watch the Washington Nationals, but I support my alma mater, or my school, my alma mater, ODU, Old Dominion in Norfolk. So in Norfolk, Virginia, I go to all their baseball. I go to all their home baseball games, and I cheer them on. So
Oh,
I
wow.
like to go watch them, and then I go, in the summertime, I go watch the college summer league games, and I'm a huge baseball fan, so I that's what I do, and then I go to the like camps and stuff around,
Hmm.
and I'm a huge baseball fan, so that's what I do. And so in the wintertime, I'm really grumpy and depressed because there's no baseball for five. Well, there's football, but there's no baseball. And baseball is really my number one like. So I do that. And the reason why I like baseball is I can scream so loud and obnoxious, and I can get my anger out. So I yell and scream. I yell and scream like a hyena. I
Oh
yell
my
and scream
gosh.
like a hyena because that's what I that's my stress relief.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So some people like
Yeah.
to go shoot guns. Some people like to go shoot guns, and I'm scared of loud noises, so I don't go shoot guns. And some people like to go shopping, and I don't have any money, so I don't go shopping. So
Oh
I
my gosh,
I
bro,
I
you're funny.
I just go and
Root for your team
watch
and
baseball.
yell.
I go, yeah, root for my team and yell, and then I come back and watch TV, or not TV. I watch it on TV,
Okay.
and then just go from there.
Yeah. Well, I feel you on the shopping thing. I could
Yeah,
be on Amazon all day and look at everything I want, but at the end of the day, I just ended up wasting time. So.
yeah. Um, you one thing that I really I'm not afraid to like take risk of stuff that I've done. Like I don't know if yeah, have you heard the story of how I met Gary Vee?
You messaged him on Twitter, correct?
Yeah, so I was sitting here in July of August of last year,
Mm-hmm.
and tweeted him that I would literally drive my wheelchair to from Virginia to where I live to um to New York City
And I believe you
to
would, by the
to
way.
shake my, yeah, I would, and to shake his hand and tell him how much it changed my life. So I tweeted that, like I've tweeted that like 17 times to him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I did it one day again. He was flying. He was flying from London to New York City, and he saw it on Twitter, and he retweeted it and said, no worries, I'll no worries. I'll pay you. You don't have to do that.
That's
So he
awesome.
flew me. He flew me to um from Virginia to New York City for a day and a half. Paid for everything, and then
Wow.
and then gave me 25 minutes of his time. Absolutely amazing. Like NASCAR was in there when I was in there.
What?
You know,
Okay.
like like
Yeah.
like the Kevin, not Kevin James, but all those people are in there. It's
Mm-hmm.
ridiculous. I'm like, and you see all these videos, the Gary Vee videos, and you see all these in his office, all those guys, and blah 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 blah. And he just, it's almost like you felt like you're in the Twilight Zone.
Oh, I'm
So,
sure. Yeah, I can imagine.
and then I was in there too, and then he said,
Oh, you cut out on me, Beau. Oh, hold on. Let's see here. Can you say that one more time? All right, hold on, Beau. I may have to call you back. All right, sorry, folks. Let's call Beau back here. All right, should be ringing. Oh, come on, Beau. Surely this will work. Hopefully the weather
Your
there isn't
call
too
has
bad.
been forwarded to an automated voice.
Hello.
Okay, got you back, Beau.
All right. So where were we?
We were at the part where you said you were looking around and you felt like you were in the Twilight Zone.
Okay. So yeah. All right.
All good.
All right. Let me know when you're ready.
We're ready. We're doing this live, brother.
Yeah. So we were. So I felt like I was in the Twilight Zone, and he was telling my story, blah blah blah, and he's like, "Man, you're on. You have permission to dominate." And I was like, "Wow!" When somebody tells me that I look up to, tells me that's outside of my immediate family,
Mm-hmm.
that tells me that, and something that I look up to, and that has all this clout or whatever. And I'm like, well, that's absolutely like
That is permission.
that is permission. Like, not that I was waiting on somebody to tell me that, but I was like, wow. And I need to start telling my story, get involved, ramping up my messaging and stuff like that.
Yeah. You cut out just a little bit there, though, but you said you need to start putting out more content, is what you're saying?
Yeah. And he kept telling, so he told me to keep putting out content, and then like I'm trying to put out more content and blah blah and all that stuff, but it's kind of hard. But I'm doing the best I can.
Oh, yeah. From what I can tell, the stuff you put out, every single time I watch it, I stop to make sure I take the time to watch whatever it is you're putting out. So,
Yeah.
and a lot of the videos are funny, too. That's what I
Yeah.
like.
I've done 200 and 200 and let's see, what was my last one? 221 days straight of video.
Oh, congratulations. I need to get on the boat.
So I've been doing that, and it's really amazing. But they're not real short. I mean, they're not really long videos. They're just short little videos. But
it's something, right?
And Instagram, yeah. And I want to do long form video, but I don't have the patience or to sit there and edit videos and stuff like that. So I just do the short little videos on Instagram.
Well, this past year, I've become an audio engineer, a video engineer, and a podcast amateur. So I feel you on that, learning everything. It takes a lot of time, doesn't it?
I just don't have the patience. I don't have the patience to deal with the editing of the videos because it's like I'm over it. Like I don't.
I'm over it.
I like to say what I want to say.
Yeah.
And be done in 59 seconds.
Hey, if you can do that every single day, I mean, I'm sure it's more valuable if that's the approach that you want to take. That's the approach you should do, right?
Yeah.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of something else before we get off the line here. We got about 5 minutes left, and what are some I guess some things you'd want the listeners and the audience to know about you or about one of your stories?
It's really weird because I don't know, like I just want people to not two things, like don't be sad, don't be sad for me that I'm in a wheelchair. Like this is my life, and I know, you can have some empathy for me, but don't be sad because if I'm not sad about being in a wheelchair, why are you?
Right.
I'm not sad at all. Like it's just not not part of my MO. And two, it's like be thankful for what you do have because it could be a lot. It could be a lot worse. Like I could live in a country that I don't that doesn't have all the things available to me, like a wheelchair,
right,
or like all this adaptive equipment that I use or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So that's what I those are the two main things. And like, and to take advantage of everything you're given, because there's people that want it, like, I don't know, there's people that um that like wish that you had wish that you had wish they had your problems. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, yeah. On
You
the
know what I'm saying?
outside looking in, right?
Yeah,
Kind of
yeah,
perspective.
yeah. Yeah. Like I have, like, I can't. I literally, my favorite thing to do at Starbucks is to sit and listen to, um um 20 18 to 20-year-old 18 to 21-year-old girls complain about their boyfriend broke up with them, or I couldn't get the right shoes,
Right. Yeah.
or I couldn't get the right, my, little Johnny, I couldn't get the right class in college, or I couldn't get. That's my favorite thing to do, is listen to people complain. I just want to get up. I didn't. And sometimes I wanted to say, what in the world are you doing, my
Right.
friend?
Yeah.
I mean, like, the trivial bull. I'm done with trivial bull crap. Like, I don't want to BS any. I don't want to BS. I don't want BS. The real stuff is the real. The real problems. There's people that have real problems. Like, where's
Right.
their next meal? Where's their next meal going to come from?
Yeah.
It's like I can't. I'm the trivial stuff is not. That's just trivial stuff to me. You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
I think a lot of
So
that too is relative for them. Like that may be the biggest thing that's ever happened to them.
yeah.
And
It's all relative. Obviously,
it's
yeah,
sad.
it's
It's
all
sad that
relative.
they don't realize there's other things out there that could be, more detrimental. But
Yeah,
hopefully, spreading your message will maybe
yeah,
alleviate
yeah.
some of this nonsense.
Yeah, some of the nonsense, and then we can, I mean, I'm not trying to, tell everybody not to complain and blah 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 blah.
Right.
I know
We're always
that's
going to
not going to
complain.
happen, but I was going to
Yeah.
complain because it's the American way. We complain because we don't get our way at Starbucks. But like, I just want people to lessen the complaining and be more thankful for what they have.
Well, that's about
That
as good a
that
message as you're going to get, Beau.
that's the thing. Yeah, and then, like, if anybody wants to follow me on, like, Twitter and Instagram, they can follow me on there and
Okay.
keep up with my life. Or it's
Well,
BCal.
I'll be sure to add everything on there. What all
Yeah,
do I need to add? Your Instagram, your Twitter,
yeah,
your Facebook.
yeah,
What else
yeah.
we got?
My Twitter and Instagram are set up right now. It's BCal82, BCOW82, and
Okay.
then
Yeah,
and
I'll have
then
the link below in the description.
yeah, and then follow me there, and then we can connect there. And what I want you to do, if anybody follows me on Instagram or Twitter from this podcast, I want you to DM me, follow me, and DM me, and tell me that you came from this podcast,
Oh,
because people aren't social on social media, which is mind
wow.
blowing. They just, as social. I should say, not social, but as social as they should be. So
Okay.
anybody listening to this podcast that follow me from this podcast on Twitter, Instagram, DM me and tell me you came from this podcast, and then we'll strike up a conversation, because
Social media accountability, but I've never
yeah,
heard of this.
yeah,
This is
yeah.
awesome. I like the challenge.
So yeah, so if you hear me from this podcast and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, DM me, and we'll or post on, post something. Let me know that you came from this podcast.
All right, we'll go ahead and do that. And any last thoughts, Beau, before I play some music?
Uh, I don't know. Just go out there and have fun. Don't sweat the small stuff, and be thankful for what.
All right, be thankful for what you got. I hope is what you said there, because you cut out. Say it one more
Yeah,
time.
yeah. Be thankful for what you do have, and don't worry about the small stuff. That's what you need to be great. That's what you need to think about.
All right, Nelda Bow. Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast, my friend. I really did enjoy this. You're gonna have to come back on,
Th-
please.
Okay, I will come back on once a week for the next 10 years. No, just
Oh
kidding.
man, okay.
But
I'll make room for you.
not that much. You get sick of me by then.
No,
But
no such thing.
thank you, thank you for the opportunity, and I was glad to share my story a little bit.
Guys, thank you so much for listening. That was a great interview with Beau Cowan. Beau, thanks for coming on. And this is a very interesting challenge from Beau. So right now we sit at nearly 1,500 downloads for the podcast. If it gets up to 2,050 people reach out to Beau, I'll get on Facebook Live next week and shave my head. Here's Ryan Dorman from Oklahoma. Ain't so bad.
Life's got me by the shirt tail, and I keep thinking, oh, what the hell? Trying to fill those shoes that are mine. Keep trying to turn back those hands of time. And then she's walking away, turns around and goes the other way. Sitting here with my guitar, wondering how long I've got till it's too far. Driving down that dusty road, I don't know how long I can carry this load. And I keep thinking, oh, to myself, this road is for me and nobody else. There's no justice in this free world, and I keep thinking, oh, about that girl, the one who I left back at my home, the one that I never ever want to leave alone. And now I'm still thinking, what the hell? Trying to figure out how far I fell. I never thought I'd be this glad. Makes me realize that life ain't so bad.